Live from PATV Studios, it's the Lyle Style Show. And now, the man with the most style, it's your host, Lyle Style.
Hey, welcome to another edition of the Lyle Style Show. I'm here with a wonderful guest. Surprised because I met this young man, happened to be at a gas station, and he was so bubbly, we were talking, to him that I said, I got to find out what this guy's about. His name is Dan Krammer, and he's a life coach, and I want to welcome you to the show, man.
Thank you, Lyle.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man. So, like I said, we met at the gas station, man. Of all places, so sometimes God got a way of just bringing two people together and stuff. So, and you were telling me about your life coach and your program, and I was interested to find out a little bit about what is a life coach, and that type of, so kind of tell the viewers what's a life coach.
A life coach is really about an understanding and knowing where you're at in your life at this given moment in time, and more important is where you want to go. And it's like creating a blueprint as what an architect does for creating a blueprint for a new single-family dwelling. It's like creating a new blueprint for your life journey.
Oh, that's important. Very important.
Yeah, I mean, the overall bottom line is there's two things in life we have to do while we're born, and one is we have to live until we die. Mm-hmm. And we have no choice about the idea of dying, so why not live our best life before we die?
Right, exactly. And that's an interesting concept about being a life coach, because I've seen, and I know you're a motivational speaker too. I've seen different life coaches, like on television, Oprah, she's has different people, life coaches, talking about people's lives, and your thing is enriching that person's life, because I know you have a brochure about enrich, to be authentic.
Be authentic.
Be the authentic you and enrich your life now.
Right. Right.
So okay, so what do you mean by that?
Well, let's break it down into two steps. First and foremost, being authentic. Okay. I think within the idea of all the different kinds of messages we're getting bombarded by TV and by magazines, by newspapers, by colleagues, by family, by friends, it's really about the question about, in today's world, about being authentic and accepting who you are and striving to be the best of who you are. And so being authentic is really about the idea that you're unique, and with that uniqueness of who you are, to empower you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to get you excited about taking ownership and accountability and responsibility of who you are, to be more the captain of your ship. So as you are going forward in the days ahead, you're knowing and understanding where you're going. And it's no different than if you were on a let's just say like a Caribbean cruise. Mm-hmm. That captain knows where they're going to go in that maybe 1 week or 2 week vacation. Well, in life, we should be thinking about who we are and to be authentic and accepting of the idea of knowing that we're only here once.
Yeah.
And why not be the best of you? I come from a family of 12. I'm number 5 of 12.
Oh, wow, yeah. 12 siblings, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of a struggle and kind of a challenge to just be authentic within yourself, because you were getting so many messages from your older siblings and your younger ones. And so being authentic is really finding a love and a like within you, and to empower the best of you and strive to be your best. Mm-hmm. Enrich your life now, Lyle, is about, we have so many opportunities to enrich our life. And there's a difference between rich and enrich. Enrich is more into the idea of knowing and understanding that enriching our lives is, looking at what it is of gratitude that we have. Mm-hmm. Being alive is one gratitude. Just being here on this program is another gratitude.
Okay, yeah. So that's part of being, you say, enriching your life and making it better, so to speak. Because I'm fascinated because I was talking to you back at the gas station. Whatnot. You really was talking about a lot of different things that you're doing, and with the program, and and about people and about you kind of. I'm trying to think what you point on some things to make yourself better by living in the now, or what would you say or tell a person if they kind of struggling through their life or struggling through some things, whatever? How would you kind of motivate them or?
Well, probably the many times where people are in their life is more into the yesterdays of, the yesterdays of unforgiving baggage, yesterdays within the idea of not letting go of the different kinds of things that maybe might have happened to them, events, experiences. And what I would say to those individuals is learn those lessons of the yesterday's decisions. And then move forward and let it go and forgive yourself and forgive the others and move it forward into being present. And when I say present, I'm here right now. And when I think about the idea that while we're, saying that there's two things in life that we have no choice on, one is to live and then the other one is to die, if we are really about living in the now, it's being present. And when I ask for different people into just the thought of saying that there are so many different kinds of goods and so many different kinds of services that we have in our life. And those, each and every Christmas holiday, many times we get gifts. But then I ask the question about the idea, what is the number one gift that is really about being everything you can be? And the gift of life, you are the present.
Oh, wow, that's a unique thing. Okay, so.
And we all, are the being the present. The gift of life is being present right here, right now. And so what my program is about is to accept where you are, live every moment, and have every opportunity to be open mind for the change to strive to be the best of who you are.
Wow. Okay, that's wonderful. And another thing I was thinking, I want to mention that I like your haircut, young man. I do like your haircut. I want to mention that, on the show, you have a nice haircut, man. Oh yes, look at nice. It's lovely and whatnot. Some people can't. Yeah, that's right. Some people can't play that off, So I had no choice to have this haircut, but yeah, but let's get a little bit about the background about you, about Dan Krammer. Okay, a little about where you came from and how you got started this and what So let the audience, I want the viewers kind of know a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm originally from our hometown of Hopkinton, Iowa.
Okay, so that's a small town, must be, because.
Yeah, Hopkinton is sandwiched between Monticello, Iowa, and Manchester.
Okay.
And it's, I grew up with a family of 11 siblings, and the siblings' names were Diane, Dale, Dean, Pat, and then me. That's number 5, and then Rick, Keith, Kevin, Mary, Julian, Sheila, and Lori.
Wow.
And then my father was Larry, and my mother was Millie.
Okay.
And, life in Hopkinton was a challenge with just having that number of children.
A big family.
Yeah, and trying to take care of it monetarily, and also within the idea of just, trying to figure out who's on first and who's on second.
Yeah.
And, I was sandwiched between 3 older brothers, Dale and Dean and Pat, and then I was, the younger brothers were Rick, Keith, and Kevin.
Okay. Now, is all brothers you have?
I have 6 brothers, and then I have 5 sisters.
Okay.
And so in a way, growing up, it was just a challenge to be authentic and accepting who you are and what you're all about, and a lot of competition.
I was going to ask you that because I know you have to have competition because your brothers, between your brothers, and you being in the middle, you have little brothers and older brothers. So yeah, so you sports or just. What sports were you involved with? Or?
I was a wrestler, and all the way throughout my high school, and I started out with 98 as a freshman, and 105 sophomore, 112 as a junior, and 119 as a senior.
Oh, you was keep
So I
getting
was
bigger.
a little bitty guy.
Yeah.
I grew over the course of time. So
Yeah.
and then I worked over in Jackson County Health Department as an environmentalist, and then transferred over here to Johnson County, and that's what I currently do during the day. And then during the evenings and weekends, I do help individuals that are going through major life events.
Right. Life changing. I mean, like if a death in the family, something like that, or that type of thing, an illness, someone, those type of people that could get out of help, or could it be just anybody just going through anything?
Yeah, well, I did get my coach training from the Coach Training Institute out of California, and I always wanted to find a way to be able to help and to serve and figure out a way to help those individuals that are going through a pretty nasty storm, such as a major life event, losing your loved one through death, or possibility of a separation or divorce. Could be also employment changes, empty nests, aging parents. Anybody that's kind of going through a time in their life, it's a struggle, and what I help them do is help them get unstuck and move through those challenging times quicker to find meaning and purpose in their new life. In addition, what I also do is help them learn the lessons of the yesterday's decisions, and then while they're to live fully in this present moment in our life and plan the tomorrows. And I think the biggest thing is really about navigating ourselves through the storms in life. And I do look at life such as like weather. We don't know what we're going to get every day. We don't know if it's going to be rain or sleet or snow or whatever it's going to be, but it's how we show up.
Okay. Oh, okay. And what you mean of how we show up then? How do we show up in it?
Well, for example, if it's a blizzard, do we fear the blizzard or do we face the blizzard? And do we figure out a strategy to be able to get through that day? Same thing in our world and our life. We don't know the ups and downs that we're going to have in life.
Yeah.
But if we are fully present and our minds focus here right now, I think we'll have much more of an opportunity to figure out how we can overcome the challenges, the problems, the concerns that we have. So not only for ourselves, it's like being the captain, but also for our children, also for the people we love and care about. So we can help them get through those different storms. And as a life coach, life enrichment coach, when they need somebody out here unbiased and need somebody to really listen to figure out exactly and specifically what's happening, what I do is help get clarity. And we figure out a game plan, we figure out an action plan, we figure out where you want to be going, and so to make sure that I hold you accountable to make those kind of changes in order to make sure that you get the kind of results that you ask me to provide for you as your coach.
And how long is this program that you have?
That program there is Be the Authentic You and Enrich Your Life Now. It's a 4-step program.
So people can see it. Here it is. Oh, right in front of my face.
There you go.
There you go. Oh, there's the camera. I wanted the camera. Oh, there's the camera right there. So yeah, there he is. Yes, it's a good. Yeah. How long is this program that you developed here?
Well, it's a 4-step program, as I said, and for some individuals, depending on just what kind of storms they've had in the past, and it might be where I might work with them for up through 3 months and maybe 6 months and up to a year. And I've had individuals that it depends on whether or not they want my service. And we basically work that out among the individual to say, okay, you know, is it going to be like a one coaching session? Is it going to be 3 coaching sessions, 6, 12, you know, 18, 24? Whatever it is, I work with them, whatever they need in order to serve them in the way that I can serve them to be the authentic and also to enrich their life.
Wow. Okay. And some people need a little bit more coaching than others, then.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's different. I gather. You know.
Yeah, it's you know, it's so different than you and I. I mean, we're uniquely different. We have a lot of similarities, but we have a lot of differences.
Yeah.
And you know, it depends on just kind of where you want to go, and to, you know, at the last of our heartbeat, the day that and the time that we die, which we all are going to pass on. That's one thing we cannot have any choice on.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. And then it's a question, do you want to live a life with regret? Or do you want to make sure that you capitalize on the time that you have, live a life of quality, and not necessarily knowing and understanding the kind of quantity of time? If it's okay with you, I want to share with you something that I came up with, which is kind of like having a tune-up.
For a car, like a tune-up for a car, yeah.
And, you know, and many times over, big, huge machinery, such as like a farm tractor, has a certain amount of hours, and, you know, and it needs a tune-up. You need to take it to the mechanic to get, you know, a tune-up.
Right.
Well, if you think about your life, and you think about what your current age is, and you take the idea of taking that times 365 days of the year.
Okay.
And you'll get the hours that you get per year. I believe it's like 8,760. Don't hold me to that. But then if you take that times your age, that'll give you that will give you how many hours you've been alive.
Really? Wow, that's very unique then. Okay, so you take your age, and then your what?
Take it times 365 days of the year.
Times a year, okay.
And then take that, you get 24 hours a day. That should give you kind of a baseline and a measurement of how many hours you've been alive.
Wow, unique. Wow, that's. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to sit down, because I'm bad with math, man.
Might scare you though.
Yeah, probably will scare Lyle Style. Boy, I tell you, I haven't. Man, I only been here for just a year. No, but yeah, that's really unique formula to have to somebody who can gauge and go by. And I want to talk a little bit about this. You brought this on right here. This is what is this right here? This is got candles on it. And
well, I got that, and the reason I brought it in is, again, Christmas was a real special time in my world, my life.
Okay.
And you know, that's, you know, not only the idea of celebrating the Christ's birthday, but also in addition to that is, you know, the idea of always receiving a gift.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not it was Santa Claus or whether or not it was, you know, whoever it was.
Yeah.
But bottom line, received a gift. And Christmas was just a really special day. My younger sister, Mary Chris, was born on Christmas Day.
Wow.
And
Christmas baby.
That's why they refer to her and call her, you know, where Larry Millie calls her Mary Chris. And the reason why I like this so much is it's an example that those are all birthday candles.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking too. Those are my birthday candles, so yeah.
And the one thing that you realize in time is that you can't stop time. And, you know, one day moves into a week, into a month, into a year, and now you're back to another year as far as your age. And then the age doesn't go down. That's unfortunate. It goes up,
right.
You know, and it goes by 1 year increments.
Okay.
And the point is what I was saying and referring back to the age, if you take, again, 365 days, take it times 24, that's the hours that you've been alive. And then you have, and you think about how many hours or how many days you've got where you think you're going to be alive. And, you know, and it's a question, it's a forecast.
Wow,
You
that's
know.
a good job. So if people could really tune in that and realize that, wow, okay, this is how many days I've lived so far, and take it to that level where you, like you said, to how many days or whatever that I'm gonna be here on this earth. I mean,
It's a forecast.
That's a forecast. That's, you know, that would be like saying, okay, then that would be a good thing to gauge of things that you want to do, so to speak, or
The bucket list.
The bucket list. That's right. That's what I was thinking about, the bucket list, whatever. So I've never heard that before, and that's a really unique way of doing it, saying, you know, of doing it and looking at that. So I think anybody that you coach here probably would get a lot from that, because then it's not like seeing the future, but you can plan a little bit more. You can say, you know, okay, now I know what I know how long I've been here. Now I want to look for the future and see what I can do towards to make my life better. Because ultimately that's what you want to do for your clients, to make their lives better, to enrich their lives. That's enrichment for your life now. So you always talk about living in the now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you're not looking at the past and it's gone. Mm-hmm. And you're talking about now. You're not thinking about the future because you're in the now right now.
In the now.
Right. And what they can do right now for themselves. Because a lot of people think about the past or the future, you know, whatever. I know I'm one.
Well, you know, and I asked that question about, you know, I came up with a phrase, and it's kind of an interesting phrase, is, so when I get there, then what? Mm-hmm. So when I get the new car, then what? When I get the new house, then what? If I get the new piece of furniture, then what? Mm-hmm. If it's always about when I get there, then I'm going to enjoy my life. Then I'm going to have an enriched life. Then I'm going to have a happy life, and I'm going to be a content life, a peaceful life. My overall point about this, and the overall bottom line, is it's right here, right now. Mm. If I'm enjoying this moment with you, Lyle, mm-hmm. then when I leave here, to enjoy wherever I'm at and how I show up. And if I'm going to show up, why don't I not be fully, completely present? Mm. So many people, when you sit down and talk to them, they may be, you know, in the yesterdays.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Or they may be into tomorrows. And I'm not here to say that you should not plan your tomorrows. You should plan your tomorrows to get what you have in this moment in time. Mm-hmm. And you got to set out goals. You got to achieve and accomplish the different kinds of things you want in your life. And you got to have a vision. You got to have a vision for where you want to be. And you know, when you're aligned with your thoughts and your mind is headed and your focus like a ship, if your ship is heading toward the lighthouse, mm-hmm. it's very focused. You're not floundering all over the place. You're very focused. That's where you want to go. You put your energy to that. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I've come up with is the overall concept of, is it an energy booster or an energy pirate?
Okay, so how can you tell then?
Well, if it's not serving you and does not have value, mm-hmm. and is self-destroying and self-sabotaging and self-destructing who you are, is that serving you? And is that a booster? Mm. And if it's a booster, you have individuals that are there to support you, to encourage you, to hold you accountable. Mm-hmm. That's my job. That's what I do, and that's what I live and love to do, is hold you accountable to make the kind of changes so you can have a life that you can be authentic, you can be the captain of your ship, you can enrich your life, and know that there's a lot of things to acknowledge and recognize of what we have as opposed to what we don't have. Mm.
Wow, that's worth. Wow, that's good, because me myself, I'm always the type of person to think about the past, which I shouldn't think about the past. It's hard for me to get off of that past, and then I think about the future ahead of time, like maybe 5 or 10 years down the line, which I really shouldn't. And I'm never in the presence of now. I never learned how to do that, and that really just kind of it just kind of messes me up a lot, because my mind is either thinking about the past or thinking about way in the future. And you're right, we should be into what's happening now in our lives, right? like right now, me and you talking in this program, and you sharing your ideas and what you do, and it just put some on my mind, put a good thought that, wow, that makes sense. We should be in the now. We shouldn't be, and you definitely don't want to go to the past, and you definitely want to go into way over here. But you say we should concentrate on ourselves, enjoying what's happening now.
One thing that people need to think about into the idea of just an overall interesting insight, that is, yesterdays have been spent. You can't go back yesterday.
No, you can't.
And tomorrows are not here yet. So all you have is the present. And that's the gift of life, to be present, to show up, to be everything you can be in this moment in time. Look at the concentration and look at the focus, that if you were being totally present with whatever you were going to do, look at the kind of attention to the detail, look into the idea of how you can be connected, look at your relationship with yourself and relationship with others. You know, when you're now, it's more into the idea of saying, you know what, I have this moment in life to live. And, you know, if I capitalize on this moment, then I get the next moment and the next moment. And the gift that I believe that each and every one of us should really think about is we're unique. We're different. And there for the longest time, living with a family of 12, you know, as far as 11 siblings and my parents, it was extremely hard to be authentic. It was hard to be different because you were always told what you should or shouldn't do. And so your environment many times over guided you on what they thought might be the best. But my program is also about looking not from the outside world, but it's really coming from the inside out rather than the outside in. If you take the idea of coming inside rather than outside, then you can take a responsibility, and that's what I do, is I help people take it from the inside rather than the outside.
Well, that's what man, this is, well, we got 3 minutes left. This is really a good concept, and I want to share with the viewers. Now, you have a website. It's called www.danjkramer.com.
Yes.
So people, I don't know if we can get this. We're gonna put it on our thing. Oh, here I'm on this page right here. But I don't know if you can zoom into the. Okay. Well, we're gonna put this on. It's gonna be on the screen. So people, and there's a phone number people can contact you at. Can I get that out too?
Yeah.
319-471-7845.
Yes.
And that's somebody that can contact you to get more information about what you do and about being a life coach and about your program. Dan Krammer, life coach. You are a wonderful life coach. I've learned a lot. Just in the half hour went by. So see, I was in the moment. I was in the present, and I enjoyed this half hour with you, Dan. Usually I'm not like that. So I was in the moment, enjoyed it. It enriched me. I appreciate that. And it's really hard to reach Lyle Style, but you did. You reached me. You reached me because I wasn't thinking about the past or the future. I'm thinking about right now, talking to you, and you fascinate me. So I hope everybody can go to your website. We're gonna have it up, and people can get in contact with you. And you know, you have to come back on the show again because a half hour is not long. It's not long enough to talk about what you do and about helping people. My thing is about helping people too, and you help people with your program, and I appreciate that, man. So, Dan, I want to get you back on the show again.
I appreciate that very much, Lyle, and thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today. And one thing I do want to mention is I do offer a complimentary coaching session.
Good.
For those individuals that might be of interest to me and those that are going through a major life event or just want to see something about, you know, where they're at and where they're going, and if I can help them, fantastic.
Okay. Well, hopefully we hopefully get in contact with Dan Krammer. He's a life coach. You do a unique job, and I appreciate it. I was in the moment. So I want to say a good shout out to. You want to say goodbye to somebody, right?
Well, I just want to say hello to my wonderful wife, Shelley, and my 2 sons, Austin and Brandon, and my family back in Hopkins and around the surrounding area, the Kramer family, and the Ersman family.
Amen. And I want to give a good shout out to my sweetheart. I'm over here, sweetheart. Kathy, I love you. Thank you for supporting me. She's always been by my side and whatnot, and been helping me and encouraging me. And my mom, I love you, Mom. Without you, I wouldn't be here. And all the people out there that watch the Lyle Style Show, I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. So keep styling and profiling, keep watching our show, and remember, live in the moment. Live into now, and you'll be much happier, like Dan said. Bye.